It could be described as a trip of a lifetime, and Lubbock taxpayers are helping foot the bill. Every year, about $25,000 from the city's general fund is set aside for our sister city program with Musashino, Japan.
KCBD News Channel 11's investigative reporter Shaley Sanders joins us now with more on how this relationship works. Shaley?
Karen and Abner, council members tell us about 30 years ago, Lubbock Mayor Alan Henry and the mayor of Musashino, Japan met at a Texas Tech football game. That conversation formed a relationship between the two cities. Within time, students, elected officials, and city staff were making trips to Japan, trips supported by Lubbock tax dollars.
They were more excited than I was.
Paul Bean joined Lubbock City Council in 2008.
They were telling me, oh, now you get to go to Japan on the taxpayer's nickel. Well, at that time, there wasn't many nickels lying around City Hall.
In 2008, we were right in the midst of the Great Recession.
I told them if I wanted to go to Japan, well, I'd go to the airport and buy me a ticket.
The city budgets about $25,000 every year for this sister city relationship that now includes the Junior Ambassador Exchange Program. Musashino and Lubbock take turns on alternate years sending city officials and 16 students to visit for a week. The KCBD investigative team went through expense reports to see just how those tax dollars are spent. The students raise money for their airfare, passports, and spending money, but taxpayers cover the airfare for Lubbock staff and council members, as well as things like gifts and etiquette courses. Once the group arrives in Japan, the city of Musashino covers the rest of the costs, like meals, ground transportation, and a hotel, which is what the city of Lubbock does when they come here. According to the city's expense reports, over the past 10 years, Lubbock has spent nearly $180,000 on this program, which may not seem like much considering the city's combined budget this year of more than $700 million. But the fact remains that the taxpayers are the ones who are footing the bill. We are in a different financial situation. Still the same thoughts as you had in 2008?
I have not been able to point to a single incident where these trips have benefited the taxpayers.
It's a question we took to Assistant City Manager Mark Yearwood. This will be his 6th trip to Japan.
There are ideas of exchange.
For example, Yearwood says the city's relationship with Musashino put Lubbock in the running for a windmill manufacturing company for Lita, but he says the city ultimately lost out on that deal.
There have been other ideas that have exchanged. I know one year we took tours of their incineration plant, and there was a good exchange of how that might work here and why it might not be economically feasible.
Councilwoman Karen Gibson is serving as the delegation leader this year. It will be her 2nd trip to Japan. Do you guys exchange ideas when it comes to agriculture?
I would say minimal because the language barrier is so strong. I think it's more of a goodwill.
Have you ever heard their argument about keeping a relationship there or exchanging ideas?
I've heard all of the arguments about how it is often described as a trade mission. That being the case, then the Chamber of Commerce, Lita, and Market Lubbock should be going to Japan and not members of the City Council.
This year, the cities are celebrating their 30th anniversary, so in addition to the city of Lubbock paying for the 4 adult chaperones to fly to Japan with the students, they will also pay for 7 more adults to make that trip. Abner?
And Shaley, you learned that those adults who are going are not all city council and staff, right?
That's right. The city is paying the airfare for 3 spouses to attend the trip. And the city of Lubbock has extended an invitation for 10 adults from Musashino to visit Lubbock next year. Musashino will cover the airfare, but the city of Lubbock will pay for everything else once they arrive. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Shaley.